Hey everyone, welcome to the video today. So I'm back with a bunch of crap from Temu to review for the guitar. Now as usual, we're gonna rate these items out of 10 in terms of how useful I think they are, and I'll also take into account comedic value and the humor of them. Alright guys, so I'm gonna grab out my guitar and we'll start going through these items together. Okay, so the first item we've got here is this tambourine attachment. Now this is actually made for your feet, but I thought this would be interesting to try out on my wrist. And also, I don't want to do any weird, like, feet cams, so we're gonna give this one a shot, guys. Okay, so I've got the item on. It's not the best sound. It sounds pretty bad. If you're just trying to use it while strumming, it sounds like this. So overall, I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. If it had better cymbals, I would probably give it maybe a 7, 7.5. But overall, the novelty is there and it is pretty fun, to be honest. Alright, let's get to the next item. So next we've got here is this like shark teeth capo. I've seen this around for a while, I've never actually tried one. So they're the capos where you can just choose to press down on specific strings. So you can create open tunings of chords without having to mess around with your tuning pegs too much. Okay, so I'm going to try pop this on my guitar and let's see what we come up with. Okay, this is not the easiest thing in the world to put on. If you can see here, you have to move these into the exact position of where the string will be on your guitar. Now the problem I'm finding is there's nothing actually to put pressure down. You literally have to push down into the neck of the guitar and then tighten it quickly. So this is how I've got it so far. Okay, I had to switch guitars because I could just not get this thing on my acoustic. So yeah, like once you can actually get the thing onto your guitar, it's pretty fun. You know, it's some interesting sounds there for sure. We've got this like little headphone jack amplifier. You know, it was pretty cheap and I've never owned one of these. I was just curious how it sounds, so I got the classic rock version. Now I really shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna run the headphone out through my Vox AC10, just so you guys can hear how it sounds. Okay, so here's how the gain sounds through our AC10. The tone isn't good, it's very crunchy, sounds worse than like a stock VST, but you know, it is convenient. So I'm gonna give this like a 4 out of 10. You know, it did do what it says, you know, it definitely has like sort of a classic rock crunch to the sound of it. But it's just it's not very good, you know. Alright, let's get to the next side. Okay, so I think the most interesting thing I picked up was this digital acoustic guitar. Now it's pretty small, I'll show you it in comparison to my normal acoustic. So this is the size difference between them. It's quite tiny, but the neck dimensions aren't too far off. It's got a neck similar to maybe like a headless guitar. It's pretty thin, but there is some width to it. And the way it works is we have triggers on this end that when we pick create sound. So I'll just try some chords on it for you. Now, first instinct, you're probably thinking, hey, that's pretty cool and it worked pretty well. But there is some massive problems with the fretboard. So, for example, you can't do any techniques. Hammer-ons don't work, slides don't work, bends don't work. But the main problem I'm noticing are the triggers on the left hand. So you'll see I'm fretting this G with my left hand. If I loosen the pressure a bit, now keep in mind I'm still fretting. On a normal guitar, I would still hear this note. it comes through as an E. So you do have to press pretty hard to make sure you play the right note. But overall, once you get used to it, it's not bad. Only other thing annoying is sometimes you'll just hear you'll just hear other strings go up if you even remotely touch them. So you have to be very accurate with your right hand. Cool features with this guitar is you can transpose it with a few buttons. So we can increase the pitch relative to the first fret. So if I set it to say 6, the pitch has gone up. Now besides being able to set the digital capo, there are these buttons where we can increase or decrease the pitch of the guitar. It's not super intuitive because if you're like trying to increase the pitch mid-lick, you know, you gotta stop and awkwardly press the button. And you know, you can sort of fingerpick stuff. But yeah, there's just some issues with it. Overall, I'd probably give this a 6? Yeah, maybe a 6. I think for some people they would just give this a 2 and say it's a piece of junk. But you know, I have to take it for what it is, right? You know, it was pretty cheap. There are obviously some massive responsive problems with the left hand. But I actually find myself having a bit of fun playing this. And I can also look at the positive of having to be right up next to the fret and being super accurate with my picking. They're not bad things to focus on when playing the guitar. So, you know, it's a fun little toy. You know, it's super easy. I can literally leave this on the side of my couch. Would I recommend you buy one? If you've been playing guitar for a while, it is a fun toy. You know, it's not like a full-fledged instrument. If you're newer to guitar, I would say don't buy this. Okay, let's get to the next item. Well, you might be thinking, where's the next item? Well, I'm actually wearing it. It's this guitar strap that has these little sections to put your pick in. So I think everyone or most people have done a gig and they've dropped their pick, and it can be, you know, pretty annoying. Now, sometimes you'll have little things on the mic stand where you can slot them in. Most people will just keep one in their pocket. But I thought this was cool. So, you know, I'm here jamming away, and all of a sudden, oh, my pick's gone. All good. We got one in the strap. Yeah, remember what I said about the intonation or the touch response? Not the best sometimes. The strap itself on this feels really cheap and bad. I'm gonna give the strap 3 out of, maybe a 4 out of 10. You know, it feels like any strap you get in a beginner kit. Obviously the quality's not gonna be good for like a couple dollars. I would give the idea a 10 out of 10 though. Like, these should just be standard with guitar straps, you know? They're just little slits in it where you can slot a pick in. It just seems so useful. Alright guys, so the last accessory here, this is more of a, well, it is a cosmetic one mainly. It's this little cat inlay sheet. Now, I saw this on Temu. I just thought it looked super cool. I'm actually in the process of restringing one of my acoustic guitars because I want to try the Jacob Collier tuning. So I'm going to do a video on that soon. Give me about, you know, 2 minutes or something and I'll pop these on my guitar. So I got the stickers on. What do you think about it? I mean, it looks pretty cool, to be honest. I'm not sure how long they're gonna last. I think if you do some slides or bends, it may rip the stickers or it might pull them off. Yeah, so I think overall, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Alright guys, so, you know, as usual, just having a bit of fun with some Temu items. I thought they were pretty interesting today. You know? I think these 3 I've got on were definitely the best. The capo with the sharp teeth. I mean, obviously cool concept, right? And I'm sure the more expensive ones are good, but that one just sucked. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you in the next video.